just hold it over your actors, and it worked super effectively for me every time. Hello, my name is Eden, and today I'm going to share with you some hacks for making your first film. Guys, if this sounds too corny, please don't use that in the edit. So one of my favorite films growing up was Jurassic Park. I probably watched this at least 5 times a year. I love the special features, and on YouTube they have these archival videos of Steven Spielberg directing the cast for like a really kind of long one-take shot. And I always found that super informative and inspiring. One of my favorite books about filmmaking is, again, Steven Spielberg. For me personally, I find it a lot more informative to read about problems that he had to solve on set rather than kind of reading a manual on how to make films, because I don't think there's a set or correct way to do it. So I find this really insightful and very informative to read. Guys, I'm so sorry. This is all Steven Spielberg. You don't have to rush to get the story. Take as long as you need to find it, write different drafts. There's some pretty good softwares that you can use for free. So I know Fade In. I personally use Highland. It's really good. I think you can download it on all computers and it kind of formats it for you. So that's a really good tool. When I first started drawing storyboards, that's always been a really difficult one for me because I am a horrible artist. I was just introduced to a technique by a mentor of mine, and he suggested that I use Lego, and it was life-changing. So you can really just use any Lego figures you have. It really just gives a great sense of perspective because you're able to really like move your camera around the Lego figures and figure out what angles you want that way, because I find it very hard to draw perspective. I'd use the Lego figure as like a main component, and then I just add in things around it like the bird or a staircase, because I just really wanted to communicate that overall vision. Sometimes I will draw out blocking plans, or there's a very good app which you can download for free. It's called Hollywood Shot Designer, but it's really simple, and you can create like moving blocking plans, so that one's a really good resource. Sorry. The first camera I bought was, and the one I have now, to be honest, because it was really great and I just didn't see a need to switch it out. So the first camera I bought was this one. It's a Canon EOS 200D. It's really simple to use. It comes with a kit lens, 18 to 55 millimeter. This one's really good because you just get a lot of flexibility, being able to zoom in and out. I never used a mic for a camera when I was making films. I'd basically take my phone, and using voice memos, I'd start the recording, and then I'd use a fluffy sock, especially if it's windy outside. Just put the phone in the sock, and we'd get my broom pole and basically just wrap the tape around it so it wouldn't come off. I'd have the mic end right here, and then just pretend the phone is on the end. And then you just have your own makeshift boom, and it was very effective, worked for me every time. The makeshift mic came in handy a lot. Don't overthink lighting too much. You don't need a lot, but in terms of interior lighting, I would kind of use a lot of practical lights, so either candles or lamps or things that could light the actors' faces interestingly. I also would use lighting gels. I got these ones handed down to me, but I think you can get them for pretty cheap online. So just a few of the ones that I have had for ages. This one, that one's a CTB, color temperature blue. Just helps you change the kind of color temperature of the light and the mood of the scene. This is an ND filter to clip or go over the lights. It just helps to bring down the intensity a few stops. And then we have diffusion, one of the most important things. It really helps to soften the light, again, make it less harsh. So these 3 were saving graces. Also CTO, color temperature orange, but I don't have that on me right now. Let me do it one more time. When I first started making films, there was a lot of free softwares that you can get access to on your phone or on my iPad. I would just download. iMovie is great, CapCut, Splice. There's so many free ones, and all you really need to do is just be able to cut up your clips and put it together. I think a lot of the time when you're on set, especially if you're directing, your head is kind of all over the place. You don't really pick up on small things. until unfortunately you get to post-production. It just happens. So we got to post-production and we realized that you could hear this kind of buzzing sound throughout most of the shots for this kind of interior location bedroom that we were shooting in. We basically had to ADR the entire film, which means bringing your actors back in and they will watch themselves on screen and kind of talk over their own line. If sound goes wrong, there's always a way around it. That's just what we had to do in that situation. So if there was one piece of kit that I wish I'd used right from the beginning, it would be this, a hard drive. As you will find out, filmmaking is all about trial and error. You will have a lot of footage, more the better. These can be a little bit pricey, but I think if you save up for it, it's really something that's so worth investing in. Back up your files, back up your footage, because you don't want to lose your film. So if I was to talk to my younger self and give her some advice about filmmaking, I would say just ask. If you don't ask, you never know if you'll get it, and you could have missed out on a really gorgeous location or a really great opportunity to work with someone. I'm still working on finding the confidence to just do it and just ask. But I think if you can really start doing that from a young age, it'll really help you with your filmmaking in the future.